setup yet.
The cartels are always hiring temp workers. New plan. Champions, take care of her while we check on our cartels.
got a party foul in the back. Hey! Stop messing with the acoustics!
Sticks, dig through all that junk you're sitting on and deal with these pests.
Gollywicks couldn't whoop you little hooligans? I'll show them how we did it in my day.
Scheiß. Was soll das? Na, dann mach Notiz. Yankee A12 vermindert. Ja, gewollt.
Protecting Zuldazar is our top priority. We cannot allow the Alliance to encroach upon the city. Push them back to their boots.
Vale, los.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Please enjoy your purchase of the Elite Pummeling Package. Systems engaged. Commands pummeling. Voltage increased. Damaging this unit violates the terms. Force authorized. Voltage increased. Damaging this unit violates the terms of use. Force authorized.
Gibt's nur rein. Ach, das war...
Voltage increased. Damaging this unit violates the terms of use. Force authorized. Voltage increased. Damaging this unit violates the terms of use. Force authorized. in my domain! Unleash your power! Arise! The blood of Azeroth flows through you! Consume you! Arise! The blood of Azeroth flows through you! The ground will consume you! Arise! Unleash your power!
das haben wir nicht gesehen.
If you want a job done right, use Mega Explosive! I love the smell of propellant in the morning! I love the smell of propellant in the morning! Safety first! I love the smell of propellant in the morning! I love the smell of propellant in the morning! Safety first! I love the smell of propellant in the morning! Safety first! Safety first!
Fuera, fuera.
I simply wish you had lasted a little longer.
Halt doch die Fresse, Blöser. don't go through your path.
I simply wish you had lasted a little longer.
You bums realize how much property damage you've done? Right where you belong.
Oh, Alter, ich pull am Boss Sano.
I simply wish you had lasted a little longer.
I'll bill your next of kin for the spent ammunition.
Step closer and don't mumble.
Wieder auf den Boss. Was? Alter. Why?
my heel! Get a load of 300 rounds per minute! Take some high caliber carnage! What am I paying you fools for? Get out here and fix this!
Having
My
fun.
insurance premium!
Oj, det var så lätt.
My insurance premium! Smash! Get a load of 300 rounds per minute!
Det var så lätt. Det lät som ett paroll.
Take some high caliber carnage! Take some high caliber carnage! Get a load of 300 rounds per minute! Get a load of 300 rounds per minute!
I simply wish you had lasted a little longer.
I understand your frustration, Gaora, but do not rush to conclusions.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazzi here. Patch 11.2 is about a week and a half or so away, and today I want to talk to you all about five things. I swear I was checking, but I made a 5 there. 5 things you should be doing right now to prep for patch 11.2. They're not too sweaty, they're not too try-hardy or anything, and if you're playing WoW, you might even already have them done. If you don't, you should get them done. So shameless plug, last few videos as well, but hey guys, pushing for 100k subs on the channel this year. If you guys wouldn't mind subbing, or at least consider subbing to the channel and all that. If you're not, that would mean the world to me. But hey, once again, I love y'all regardless, all the same. Okay, so getting into it, 5 things here, in no particular order. There are some currency changes that are happening in patch 11.2 that are different from 11.1 and previous patches. Now, previously, when it's come to like patches resetting and stuff, Valor Stones have reset. That is not going to be the case, however, come patch 11.2. They mentioned a few weeks ago that Valor Stones will not be resetting between seasons. So whatever you have now, you're carrying over into patch 11.2. Now keep in mind, week 1, like meaning week 1 of the patch, the day it launches, you can do all your M0s, they're weekly gated. You can also do delves, other various things. You'll acquire Valor Stones naturally doing that content, but having a Valor Stone cap on your character you want to progress on is very, very important if you want to like have a surplus of them, right? If you go into M+ and get an item that you can upgrade, or I guess M0s, for example, with like Weathered or Carved Crash, the 2 lesser ones. I believe for the most part these are just able to be spent whatever, like freely, if you're not like doing, if you're doing like, you know, heroic raid, you know, when it comes out and stuff week 1. These can be spent pretty freely. Having a surplus of Valor Stones is nice. It's solid, it helps out, it makes life a little easier. Plus, you spend some, you gain some back. You can still be pretty close to being capped heading into the actual raid launching when it comes to like week 2, August 12th, or, you know, week 1 of the raid. At the same time, Valor Stones are transferable. Now, this is I've seen both. I've seen some saying that they're going to be transferable in 11.2. I've seen some saying not. My opinion is they're not going to be transferable. These were made transferable, I think, in 11.15, somewhere around there. And that wasn't the case when the patch dropped. Currently on PTR, it's actually down right now, but if it was up, I'd show you. These are not transferable. My characters are capped like they are right now, but I cannot transfer these to any other character. Like, the option to click this in transfer is not there. It doesn't show the Warbound transferable option on PTR. So I would assume you cannot transfer these. Now, something else you can do. For example, my main is capped. My Ronnie Coleman and Rich Piana, my alts, they're close to being capped. My Hunter, though, has only 700 roughly, right? If I'm going into raid this week on retail, or doing M+, or just whatever, doing content in the game, you can transfer stones from a capped character or a nearly capped character, or character you're going to cap, to your alts, to have them have a max set of Valor Stones heading into next patch, and then accrue more Valor Stones on your main as well, to also have that character have a max amount of Valor Stones. If you have alts, basically, and they're not capped, and you're going to do relevant content on retail this week, or before the patch comes out, send your alts Valor Stones. Number 1, maybe you play on the next patch, so they're capped and or have more than, you know, 0. It's easy to upgrade gear. Number 2, if they are transferable, then you have a 10,000 Valor Stone surplus on all your alts you can feed to your main or your 2 mains or whatever. So Valor Stone optimization, if you want to do that, is, I'd say, probably one of the higher things, you know, to do right now. Now, obviously, they probably shouldn't be in game in the first place at this point, but, you know, I digress. Whatever, it is what it is. Valor Stones, very important. Following up on Valor Stones, there are these items in game called Crimson Valor Stone and Void Touch Valor Stone. You get them from the, I think it was, some of them are from the Undermine campaign for defeating Gallywix and stuff. You get them from this guy here also, which gives you quests to upgrade your crest and stuff. And then, you know, he gives you some of these, I think, as well. If you have these laying around, don't vendor them and don't use them now. In previous patches, they've sort of, well, I mean, they've gone gray. They've essentially been deleted or made irrelevant. However, copying a character to 11.2 PTR does not invalidate these. You can still open them on 11.2 PTR right now. So essentially, I have 2,000 Valor Stones in this character, but I also have, you know, about 900 sitting in my bags. 250, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, about 850 sitting in my bags here. So if you're looking to, like, sort of, I guess, get ahead of the Valor Stone cap on a character, or so you have them laying around, don't use them now. Just go do an M+ if you want to cap before the patch comes out, and, you know, have that be the case. Either way, for Valor Stones, assume they are not transferable in 11.2, and assume they are not going to reset, because Liz said they're not resetting come patch 11.2. but assume they're not transferable. To a similar extent, you can spend your crest if you want from this guy, if you want to like transmute things for upgrades, whatever. Crafting is very important, which is going to be the second part of this video. So crafting. Now, next patch, we know that our cloak, it's a legendary or artifact, whatever it is coming out, and it will indeed be like your placeholder. It's like basically a taken slot for the entire patch, the remainder of the expansion, I would assume. Now, a lot of people have embellishments and crafted items in their cloak slot, which is not, you know, the end of the world right now. If you don't have the rare cloak from Strokemonger like myself, it's more than fine. However, next patch, this has been a thing from previous patches as well, something you want to do probably in later patches. Get this memory right now. Is that you are going to want to craft an item right now in patch 11.1, likely a lesser value item like bracers, for example. They have 3,200 intellect on them compared to a cloak being pretty low as well, but cloak is being taken next patch by legendary one. So 3,200 compared to a belt having 5k, boots having 4328, right? Lesser value items, you want to craft one of those like bracers and put an embellishment on them. Typically, like, for example, I am wearing Ascension. Looks to be the play next patch as well, probably. So I'm wearing Ascension and Nerubian. I have crafted a pair of bracers. Let me change my cloak out here, make it easier. That have the Nerubian embellishment on them with the right stats. And I've added a socket to them also from the Great Vault. If you have sockets laying out from the Great Vault, this is a phenomenal way to spend one. Keep it relevant heading in the next patch, right? It's a lesser value item, but you're going to be wearing this in 11.2 to supplement your main embellishment. Whether it's, you know, a stat-based one or Ascension, you're going to want to have two embellishments regardless. So, due to the fact the cloak's taking up a slot, and you can spend a spark from 11.1 right now on crafting one, get a socket from the vault, socket it, and have it ready to go next patch. So it's like, yeah, I am playing a lesser, you know, a lower eye level item, but it has an embellishment on it, which is boosting, you know, my other crafted item, which is a higher eye level, all that kind of stuff. And it's hurting me the least by being a lesser value slot like bracers. So if you have a spark laying around now, keep in mind it takes some amount of Valor Stones to make a spark. Make a spark, craft an item, use some of your gilded crest on it. If you're just running heroic, use rune crest, it's fine. But make the highest level possible. Try and get a socket from the vault if you're socketing bracers, which probably is to play next patch. The only real other options like you can socket are belt. You're wearing this for a while, which is pretty good. That you want to like have a crafted embellishment on. So I would say craft a pair of bracers. Don't forget that. Don't let it go to waste. Yeah. Number 3, the belt. Durable information securing container. The disc belt, right? Number 3, if you haven't got your belt or upgraded your belt, if you're coming back to the game right now, go get the belt. The belt takes 15 minutes to get. Go do a delve. I believe it starts at 691 and goes 94, 97, then 701. I believe it takes 3 weeks to upgrade. You might get an upgrade the first week. I actually don't know. I forgot. I don't believe there is like catch up on the upgrades. I think if you're a few weeks behind, it's still 1 quest per week and that's it. But that might have changed right now. I'm not really sure. I haven't got all my belts upgraded. But regardless, the belt next patch looks good. It comes with a socket baseline, number 1, so that's helpful comparatively to next year. And the actual ability on it is very strong. I've seen it beating out a lot of higher end myth belts next patch. They're probably going to need the nerf at some point. But regardless, having the belt around, having the damage effect being good, or the actual like verse proc, for example, being good in Mythic Plus, or just progression, I should say, is very, very strong. Get this belt. It is a very strong slot to have heading in the next patch. You can do it right now. It takes half an hour. You go in and once a week you clear a delve out, and you get an upgrade. That's it. Very simple, easy. Get the belt done. That's number 3, and that's probably the biggest thing, the biggest and easiest thing you can do right now for like raw gains heading into next patch. Number 4, this is one I haven't seen many people talking about, but it's actually pretty important, and it's free crest and Valor Stones in the patch. If you're like me and are lazy with, what do you call this? Reputation? Renown? I think it's renown now. This stuff. You just naturally accrue it over the course of the patch. You don't ever get any of the upgrades. It just happens from doing quest lines, all that stuff. And you haven't accepted any of the rewards from the vendors. Do not accept them in 11.1 currently. If things play out the way they did last patch. For example, in 11.0, if you were like me and lazy and didn't collect the rewards or whatever, and went to the vendors day 1 of 11.1 for the renown rewards, they gave you crest from 11.1. So you can just stockpile a bunch of crests and valor stones and random things in these guys if you haven't taken their renown. Alts, like, these are account wide at this point. Alts have every reward from 1 to 24, whatever you are. They have a plethora of valor stones and crests in these guys you can get when the patch hits. Even this is my main guy. I haven't collected things in a while. I have what is this? 40 valor stones. Not a whole lot. I have a bunch stored up, but I have here carved crest. Perfect. Carved crest are great. There you go. Bang. It's actually pretty big because carved crest are going to be your second rank. These are the ones that upgrade champion gear. Gearing. M0's drop champion gear. And you can pretty much spend weathered and carved crest at will week 1 of the patch because it's decently solid eye level gear. You don't need them for heroic mythic upgrades. These guys have a lot of crest, valor stones, random things on them, rep based stuff. If you haven't collected from these guys, yeah, here, but this is a little old from, I guess, S1 whatever, but point being, if you haven't collected them, don't collect them in the current patch, but I would at least go check them and see if they have things available for you to collect next patch. Blizzard might change this. I feel like it was sort of an oversight last patch, but if they don't change it, then hey, whatever. You got some free crest. Realistically, they probably get some from doing M0s and all that regardless. I don't even know what M0s drop. Probably shown in the next section of this video, actually, if I should know that. But regardless, if you haven't done it, Valor Stones, crest, they're all here. Just, if you do go check them ahead of time, make sure you don't have auto-turn-in add-ons available, or running, because they will, well, accept all the quests and turn them in. And the last thing I want to hit on is actually gearing and prepping your character's gear for S3. Currently on PTR, M0 dungeons are available week 1. So if you're looking at the calendar right here, unlike last patch when it released, you had basically the campaign, the zone to do, and you logged off for a week because there's no content. There's things to do when the patch drops now, which is great. I'm very happy about it. So the patch drops right here on the 5th. On this day right here, the exact same day, M0s are open. Delves are going to be open. You're going to have things, I think the world boss is open as well, right? And the, I guess like Explorer, Adventure gear, but up to Champion gear is out. Champion gear, 1 out of 8 drops in Mythic Zeros. There's a lot of good gear in M0s this coming season. You've got Ikodomadani trinkets, Arakara, a lot of good items in general, plus 681 is basically like max level right now. You're 3 eye levels lower, but it's Champion 1 out of 8, which means you can upgrade it using your carved crest we just talked about in the Renown section. And at the same time, I just checked, M0s themselves dropped carved crest at the end of those runs, so it shouldn't be too hard to cap on them. The day the patch comes out, you can run M0s. They look to be a weekly lockout at this point. We'll get more into what you should do the week of the patch coming out in a later video, a week or so, give or take. But either way, you're able to obtain some decent upgrades from M0. Awesome. Great. Perfect. But you don't need to be 684 to go into M0s, right? I mean, somewhere... there's like decent gear from LFR, so you probably find around 660, 650, 640, somewhere around there. Doesn't really matter. But the bigger thing is making sure that you know what you need or what you're looking for when it comes to M0's week 1, because they are weekly lockouts. I'm going to shift POVs here a bit, actually. This is Fisher's Ultimate Gear Guide. It's not sponsored or anything, obviously. I don't know who Fisher is. Probably a lovely person. Thank you for making this the same as last patch. But it is very, very helpful when it comes to looking at where upgrades come from, what the eye level is, where you can go, what M0 is dropping, M plus is dropping, all of that. So for example, if we hop over here, so you can see dungeons as far as gear is concerned, heroic. This is the baseline loot at the end of the run, 681. That's champion 1 out of 8. They drop 15 carb crests at the end of the run. Somewhere, I guess. Maybe boss is dropping with M0. I don't know. But here is the M plus gearing for next season. Rune and Gilded Crest, Gilded dropping at plus 7, going up to 20, up plus 12. Same thing with Keystones expiring, all that. Here's the overall gearing chart for next season. Explorer, Adventurer, basically everything up to Champion is available week 1 of the patch. Now going past upgrade-wise, going past 691 upgrade-wise, like to 94 and 7, this begins to cost Rune Crests, which you might accrue some somehow week 1 of the patch. They've been there at times, but you don't want to spend any Rune to Gilded Crest week 1 of the patch. But Weathered and Carved, I think, not transferable. To a similar extent, you can spend your crest if you want from this guy, if you want to like transmute things for upgrades or whatever. You know what you need or what you're looking for when it comes to M0's week 1, because they are weekly lockouts. I'm going to shift POVs here a bit, actually. This is Fisher's Ultimate Gear Guide. It's not sponsored or anything, obviously. I don't know who Fisher is. Probably a lovely person. Thank you for making this the same as last patch. But it is very, very helpful when it comes to looking at where upgrades come from, what the eye level is, where you can go, what M0 is dropping, M plus is dropping, all of that. So for example, if you hop over here, so you can see dungeons as far as gearing is concerned, heroic. This is the baseline loot in the run, 681. That's champion 1 out of 8. They drop 15 carb crests at the end of the run. Somewhere, I guess. Maybe boss is dropping with M0. I don't know. But here is the M plus gearing for next season. Ruined and Gilded Crest, Gilded dropping at plus 7. Going up to 20 at plus 12. Same thing with Keystones expiring, all that. Here's the overall gearing chart for next season. Explorer, Adventurer. Basically everything up to champion is available week 1 of the patch. Now going past upgrade-wise, going past 691 upgrade-wise, like to 94 and 7, this begins to cost Rune Crests, which you might accrue some somehow week 1 of the patch. They've been there at times, but you don't want to spend any Rune or Gilded Crest week 1 of the patch. But Weather and Carved, I think, for the most part, appear to be pretty free, able to be spent. But you want to use them on like relevant items, like good trinkets, maybe a weapon drops, and then plus you want to use. You can still push those items with Carved Crest to 691. If it's a weapon or a good trinket, hey, you're set, right? You know. Yeah, I mean, at the same time, like delves are a solid gearing method now on retail if you want to gear for that. Just knowing what you can spend, what you can't spend, and keeping in mind that M0s are relevant, but at least lockout, I think, is pretty important. But yeah, as far as like retail gearing is concerned, there's not a crazy amount. I mean, getting your delve belt done, very important. Even if you run LFR or something like that, is fine. I would honestly say if you want to find a way to gear your character sort of fast, I don't do any sales on my own or anything, but if you want, honestly, buying a heroic raid clear, like in trade chat, they're like 100k. No one's buying them now. They're super cheap. It's like 100,000 gold, 80k gold, and you can get a full raid clear, maybe some items to drop. You get your at least like 1 catalyst charge. That makes 85 available to you now. But you can go in there, get some gear maybe, get your achievement AOTC. Obviously AOTC cutting edge are going away if you haven't done those. Some sparks come in, you get a bunch of Rune Crest you can use to upgrade some gear. But honestly, you're more than fine being probably 640, 650. You know, when it comes to making groups week 1 of the patch, like for M0s that drop 681 gear, if you can't get invited to a group at 640, make your own group. It's fine. M0s are easy, players are going to blast through them, but if you want to optimize more, the most efficient way I would say gearing right now, get your belt, try and get some Gilded Crest to craft, some bracers for next patch or whatever, and honestly, like, you can run normal, run heroic in the raid. If you don't want to pug for an hour or two, you can honestly just go try and buy a run. I don't make any money off it, it's not me, but I've done it a million times with my characters. I'm down to AFK for an hour, get some gear, and pay 100k. But regardless, M plus also now, but I wouldn't stress about grinding eye level a crazy amount at this point on retail. Don't stress about it, don't worry about it, and honestly, in the end, have a good time. Patch is close, looks like a really good patch. I'm excited about it, hopefully you guys are too. And yeah, thanks for watching. Basically it. If you like the video, like and sub below, helps out a ton. We're pushing for 100k this year on the channel if we get it. If not, that's okay. I love you all the same. But thanks for watching. Much love. GG. GN.
Loads of forgotten knowledge are within our grasp.
I want to see everything. Oh, are you headed out? Keep your eyes open.
There is much to be done. May you find what you seek.
This package is just leaving a warehouse in China. It's roughly 15 by 20 centimeters in size and about a kilo in weight. The label says dog food, but inside is a fine white powder. It's the core ingredient for one of the deadliest drugs in the world, fentanyl. Cheaper than heroin and about 50 times as strong. An amount this small is enough to kill you. In the US, fentanyl has become the #1 source of death for adults under 50, surpassing cancer, heart disease, and car accidents. How can its ingredients just move freely across continents, shipped, sorted, and delivered like an ordinary online order? Behind it lies a billion-dollar system, run by cartels, fueled by global trade, and enabled by broken regulations. A deadly supply chain hiding in plain sight. This is how fentanyl is trafficked. If you or someone you know is struggling with substance use, help us out there. Visit findtreatment.gov for support in the US, or check these platforms to find international resources near you. All links are in the description. Also, this video is partly based on this incredible Reuters investigation. You'll find the link in the description as well. This is fentanyl. It's been used in medicine since the 1960s, mostly as a painkiller. Today, it's also applied as an anesthetic. Its effect is insanely strong. Around 100 times more potent than morphine and 50 times stronger than heroin. It's also extremely addictive. Over the last 15 years, the illegal fentanyl trade in the US has fueled an unprecedented synthetic opioid crisis, and the impact can be seen across the entire country. The biggest problem is that the substance is highly lethal. The number of deaths by fentanyl overdose in the US has exploded over the last few years. About 75,000 people died in 2023 alone. In total, fentanyl and other synthetic opioids have killed nearly 500,000 Americans between 1999 and 2022. One reason for this death toll is a process called lacing. Dealers consciously mix fentanyl into other street drugs like heroin to stretch supplies and boost their profits. A little fentanyl goes a long way, but that also means users get hooked faster and are much more likely to overdose, not knowing what they are consuming. For those who traffic it, fentanyl has another major upside. It's synthetic. That means it's incredibly cheap and easy to produce. The business is so profitable that Mexican cartels have massively shifted to fentanyl over the last few years. Instead of cultivating huge poppy fields for heroin, they can simply fabricate the drug in a lab, receiving the base ingredients by mail. Most of the packages moving down the conveyor belts in China are carrying everyday goods, chargers, clothes, dog food. But hidden among those thousands of boxes are the ingredients for fentanyl. This little box is just one of countless packages going out of China every day. For efficient transportation, shipping companies bundle individual packages into what's known as a master carton. Master cartons are a cornerstone of global trade. Shipping one big box is cheaper and much more efficient than sending numerous small ones to the same destination. The master cartons are then stacked onto pallets with other bulk shipments, and the tiny fentanyl precursor package ends up tucked deep inside. Then the master cartons are often loaded onto a plane and flown to their real destination, the United States. There's something about taking flight, getting that bird's eye view, seeing how small details connect to a much bigger system. Perspective matters. Whether you're trying to understand global trade, piece together a true crime story, or really understand a complex idea, you need to look at things from different angles. That's what Brilliant helps you to do. The hands-on learning platform helps you become a better thinker. In customs regulation called de minimis. If a package is addressed to a private person and the goods inside are below a certain value, it skips customs entirely. That means there are no duties and almost no detailed checks. Many countries have similar policies. In the European Union, the cutoff is 150 euros. Anything above gets taxed. But the US has one of the most generous thresholds in the world. In 2016, the limit was raised from $200 to $800. Before that, some 134 million packages entered the country annually through this streamlined system. That number has jumped to nearly 1.4 billion units in 2024. This spike is also tied to the overall boom in global trade. but still, about 90% of all goods coming into the US are duty-free de minimis imports. Until April 2025, most of these packages came from China, usually by air. Our box has had a long flight and finally touches down at LAX. Its first stop in America is a special customs warehouse. Examining every package that comes through here would be impossible. So customs officers rely on spot checks. Specially trained dogs sniff out selected packages for fentanyl precursors. Sometimes it's the package's weight that raises suspicion. If it doesn't jibe with its description, the box gets flagged and pulled out for inspection. Flagged packages are scanned by high-tech machines, opened for manual inspection, and sometimes even sent to an on-site chemical lab. And in some cases, custom officers will also attach electronic trackers to suspicious boxes to follow their trail. But given the sheer volume of packages coming in, only a tiny fraction ever gets checked. Most of them are simply waved through, including our package. It's just been cleared for the next leg of the trip, which means it has now officially entered the country. The master carton is unpacked at a distribution center. The smaller parcels are sorted by destination. The next leg of transport is handled by one of the regular US delivery firms. Our package still has a long road ahead. Its next stop is Mexico. The vast majority of illicit fentanyl is manufactured here. It's first shipped to a US address near the Mexican border. That's when a new link in the supply chain takes over to handle the border crossing. The address is a private home. The tenant is an elderly man. Some products can't be shipped to Mexico directly. This is where the man comes in. He's offering a personal cross-border delivery to make some extra money, a common side hustle in the border region. People in Mexico can have their packages shipped to his US address. Then he drives them over in his private car. Now he's on his way to the border with a couple of boxes in the trunk. The package from China is one of them. The border works similar to the airport. Small boxes are rarely checked. The cartels are counting on that. The man in the car looks harmless. He doesn't even know what's in our package. He's waved through. The next stop is a distribution center in the Mexican state of Sinaloa. Local freight carriers will forward the packages to the addresses supplied by their Mexican customers. And so our package reaches its final destination, a secret drug lab. This is where it's opened for the first time. The Sinaloa cartel is one of the most powerful and violent criminal organizations in the world. With the fentanyl boom in full swing, they too have shifted away from heroin production and gone all in on fentanyl. Inside this old and nondescript house, 2 teenagers are working in a makeshift lab. They're cooking fentanyl. They're not trained chemists. Someone just gave them a step-by-step tutorial. They open the package containing the powder from China and start prepping a new batch. It's complete routine. The process is always the same. Making fentanyl is almost as easy as baking cake. You don't need much gear either. Our 1 kilo package yields up to 50,000 doses of fentanyl. Now the finished drug heads back to the US. It can cross the border in all kinds of ways, attached to or even carried inside the bodies of so-called drug mules, or disguised among regular cargo on some ordinary delivery van. Smugglers have hidden fentanyl pills in candy bags, sewn them into clothing, and in some cases, drugs are even implanted into pets. They're simply betting on the fact that it's impossible for customs to check every person or item that crosses the border. More often than not, it's US citizens who drive the drugs across the border in their private cars. Sometimes they come up with clever hidden compartments like this one. The car is just minutes away from crossing. The driver can already see the custom officers up ahead, with drug-sniffing dogs working car to car. He starts to get nervous. But just as they're coming toward him, the agents pull away. The dog needs a break. The stash in his car goes undetected. The driver exhales. And just like that, more fentanyl made it into the US. In 2024 alone, nearly 10 tons of the drug were seized along the US-Mexico border. But the amount that actually made it through is by all likelihood much higher. The fentanyl crisis has also become a geopolitical flashpoint. The US accuses China of fueling the epidemic on purpose. Beijing, for its part, claims to have cracked down on the fentanyl trade years ago. The real problem lies in controlling the precursors. They are much harder to regulate. Chemical suppliers in China are using false return labels and deceptive packaging to conceal their illegal business with fentanyl precursors. Washington has even talked about a new opium war. In April 2025, President Trump signed an executive order to eliminate duty-free de minimis imports from China and Hong Kong. He cited the ongoing health emergency posed by fentanyl trafficking as one of the reasons for the high tariffs on Chinese goods. China denies the accusations. Beijing says the crisis is completely made in the US, and therefore the sole responsibility of the American government. Meanwhile, Trump has also accused Mexico of not doing enough to crack down on the drug cartels. Curbing the international fentanyl trade is extremely difficult. The drug has long made its way beyond North America and reached places like Europe. Probes in several German cities have shown that fentanyl is already being mixed into street heroin. Getting off fentanyl without medical support is extremely hard, if not almost impossible. And as long as it can be produced and trafficked so easily, the business will keep booming.
Oh, why didn't you just go home? That's your home! Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Yeah, golf can be frustrating. As Mark Twain said, since January, suspect of Leo Americans
at Trump National in Jersey, and his caddy told him he found it.
Now was the caddy soaking wet when he said this?
No, he was not. Yeah, he just took off running, and the next thing you know, I got it, Mr. Trump. And you're like, oh, did you see a splash? You saw a splash.
All right, so that's an actor's story. How about
first, so he can take off right away? We go off to our ball.
He's definitely
since playing with veteran PGA Tour
golf.
More I can tell you.
And now that we're all caught up, this will tee up the new video nicely. More golf humor. Here's the thing, Scotland, another opportunity to cheat a video. Did you see it? Honestly, I missed it the first time I watched it, so I will zoom in on the caddy. All right, you saw it that. Oh my goodness, is that a hash?
No quarter, a one-stroke penalty.
Great dial pride. See, also supposed to live in the world.
The police in Grand Theft Auto, the good guys who are also kind of bad guys who are meant to stop us because we are bad guys. Being a part of Grand Theft Auto 5, of course the police have their own interesting facts and glitches that I'm sure you don't know. If you get busted while you're in first person and making a phone call, your character will glitch out.
Go to hell! This is gonna hurt!
Let me see those hands!
Jackass.
Oh, gonna fuck you up so.
During Michael's Epsilon side missions, Michael is tasked with stealing some cars. If you get police attention while doing so, you'll receive a notification that reads, "This vehicle can't be delivered while wanted, lose your wanted rating." This is strange because obviously it should read wanted level.
Kiflam.
If you park cars in the parking spaces in front of a police station, police will spawn in those cars in order to chase you when you get a wanted level. It even works with a tank.
Oh, man!
If you carefully block the passenger side door of a police car, this will prevent the policeman on that side from getting out when you steal the vehicle. This by itself wouldn't be too interesting, except that having him in your car does not prevent you from losing your wanted level. When you eventually do lose it, you can stop and let him out, where he will showcase complete indifference to the prior events.
Forgive me!
On the mission Three's Company, Michael meets with Steve, Dave, and Agent Sanchez. While shooting your weapon anywhere near the area causes a mission fail, the game is far more accepting of gunfire from other sources.
Lose the locals and let's get on with this. Lose them. I can't show up on the paperwork.
If you gain a wanted level and stay in the location where you gained it, it will take 30 seconds for the star to start flashing. However, if you move away from where you gained the wanted level, you will start to lose it quicker. When you are below ground with a wanted level, cops can spawn above ground and then pursue you below. When they transition from above ground to below ground, however, they can be made invisible. Once you move to a part of the map that the game considers to be above ground, the cops will reappear.
What's your name?
On the Mission Hood Safari, Franklin, Lamar, and Trevor are in a drug deal gone wrong and flee from the cops. Many are likely unaware that if you follow Lamar, you'll be tasked with defending him from the police and then taking him to his home.
Hey, weird dude, let's get out of here.
Kid, follow me, all right? I'll get us out of this.
Interestingly, even after you lose the police, Lamar doesn't lose his bloodlust. He will attack and kill any cop he sees, and you will not even get a wanted level for it.
Man, you make me walk like a G. Officer down! You give Busters a bad name. What the? Whoa!
Later on, crazy dude.
See ya.
If you get a wanted level near Fort Zancudo, the military actually show up instead of the police.
Drop that weapon! You have nowhere to run!
If you drive up to the police with a shot up car and a dead person in the passenger seat, they will not be suspicious.
You're gonna want to stop looking at me right now. Do you have any idea what I bench press? LAPD! That's so. You're so bad. Ow! Shit!
Jackass! Why? You bequeathed me this vehicle.
At the Cypress Flats ammunition, there is an error that prevents cops from coming into the shooting range to get you. They will therefore pile up outside of it, waiting for you to leave. Of course, if you open the door yourself, they would then be able to come inside.
Oh shit!
Women of the night will not run from police cars unless their siren is activated. They won't even run if you honk your horn at them.
Wait, it's my fault.
However, because the horn and siren are activated by the same button, it is possible to shift from the horn to the sirens and then back to the horn quickly, leaving your sirens on, but resulting in no response from the woman.
Gut. Hoffen wir, dass das jetzt was wird.
The cartels are always hiring temp workers to pick up odd jobs. See if you can lend a hand. The cartels are always hiring temp workers to pick up odd...
Greetings, sir and/or ma'am. Not everything in the ocean is as good-looking or nice-mannered.
sticks as well. Guys, feeling ready to bounce around.
Sticks, dig through all that junk you're sitting on and deal with these pests.
Golly, we're time to teach you young pups a lesson.
Hilarious.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You want a piece of me? Forget this, I'm out. Just like that. Let's kickstart this. Forget this, I'm out. Just like that. Forget this, I'm out.
Nice work. Huh, that's one nuisance out of the way.
Good job, morons. While you were playing with Vexy, my crew was moving in. Thanks for the extra time.
Great. And the Galagio is sealed tight. Clear out Galliwitz's cronies and see what can be salvaged. We'll put together something that'll blast the doors off that casino.
It's the tussle of the century, folks. But what's this? Ladies and gents, it appears we have a surprise three-way battle in the Cauldron of Carnage tonight. Hope they're ready to crumble!
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
let the fame go to your heads.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Never shut up. You have my thanks, champions. You chumps really think a little explosion's gonna faze me?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time to teach you young bucks a lesson. Logically. Yard grab. Oh, let's see what I got. Melt it down. Yard grab. Oh, let's see what I got. Melt those bones! You want something done right? Enjoy yourself! More trash for the pile. Burn it! Yard grab!
Triangle. 3, 2, 1. Ain't seen nothing yet. Logically. Melt those bones!
That's one less goblin on Gallywitz's side. My venture buddies will take over cleanup from here. Thanks.
Five, four, three, two, 1.
I got research to develop. Shaking out your bones. I got a hypothesis to test out. Toasted to my success. Let's try a little experiment. I call this the green noise. Breaking limbs for some. Rewired, it'll up the kill rate 20%. Didn't see that coming. Here's to a smash. Oh, check out the big bang. Taking out your bones. Let's try something special. Whoops, bad bag. Toasted to my success. Let's try a little experiment. I break his limbs for sight. Help hunters, let's get the point. Didn't see that coming. Hold it right there.
Smooth.
Rewired, it'll up the kill rate 20%. Shaking out your bones. I got a hypothesis to test out. Here's to a smash. Oh, check out the big bang. I call this the green noise. Help hunters, let's get the point. Whoops, bad bags. Toasted to my success. Let's try a little experiment. Shaking out your bones. Let's try something special. Didn't see that coming. Here's to a smash. Oh, check out the big bang. Ooh, that's a new benchmark. If it's rewired, it'll up the kill rate 20%. Not enough juice. Streets are clear, and we got all the salvage we need. Meet me at the Galagio. It's time we blow the lid off that joint.
I've seen things that would scare you shellless.
Come back
some better stories.
Go on, place your bets. But I gotta say, your odds don't look so good.
Something tells me this one's rigged.
Let the games begin.
Better luck next time.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nehmen und Coin. Shark und Coin. Dream und Rom.
Struck a knife. Come on.
passes without permission from the boss. And you don't got permission. Ain't that right, Mug? You got it, see? Oh, so many toys. Don't die too quick, okay?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So many toys. Don't die too quick, okay? Pick up your teeth. This joint is rigged to explode. Another stain on the carpet. This one's just for you. Say hello to my tiny back. Another stain on the carpet. How's that? storm's fury. In the next life, pal.
What's next, Gallywix?
Ooh, someone's getting cranky. You wanna oust me? Keep going.
Gallywix! It doesn't have to end here.
Oh, save me the mush. The Horde made you soft.
I'm not being soft. I'm offering you a way out.
You don't make the offers. I do. Now watch and learn how a real goblin takes charge.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time to die. Get a face full of what the boys have been working on. Pardon me. Bust out the big bombs, boys. Learn, get a face full of what the boys have been working on. Get up and dance, little jerks. Warm regards. Get a face full of what the boys have been working on. All you friends know. Bust out the big bombs, boys. Get a face full of what the boys have been working on. It's getting hot in here. Want a face full of rain? Move your feet. Get a face full of what the boys have been working on. Oh, pardon me.
Now no need to get your tail feathers all in a ruffle, sugar.
Sometimes when you switch to Trevor, he is being pursued by the police. For whatever reason, these police do not have any guns, although additional police that show up will be armed.
Punching you in the face is gonna feel good.
I know my...
If you burn the corpse of a police officer, you get 3 stars. You of course get no stars if you burn a civilian. Just because a surface has gaps doesn't mean cops can necessarily see through them, as shown by these poles here in the subway. It isn't the case that these gaps actually have solid material in them, but we simply can't see it, as cops can fire through them. If you get arrested while on a quad bike, you will experience a visual glitch. While I couldn't get them to arrest me easily while I was on the bike, getting on the bike just as I was being arrested did the trick.
You're surrounded, asshole! Move up! Move up!
For
I understand your frustration, Gaora, but do not rush to conclusions.
Depending on who you ask, Lex Friedman is a super genius former professor at MIT, truth-telling podcast aficionado. Other people will say he's a lying industry plant grifter who pushes certain narratives based on whatever will make him famous under the guise of neutrality and working for a greater good. When I first encountered Lex Friedman, I saw him as more of a. I mean, the man taught at MIT and had an academic paper endorsed by and Elon Musk. That's pretty remarkable stuff, but the more I look into this man, the more I realize that almost everything he does is deceptive, embellished, or just a flat-out lie. This guy has one of the most popular podcasts in the world, yet somehow also has zero charisma.
For people who are not familiar, what if someday or night a demon, by the way, he has a demon introduce this thought experiment. What if someday or night a demon were to steal after you into your loneliest loneliness?
He'll humiliate himself on podcasts despite claiming to be an alpha male. He has an extremely shady background that nobody can make sense of other than accusing him of being an intelligence asset, which might hold more weight than I originally thought. So let's try and get to the bottom of who is Lex Friedman. Lex was born in the Tajik Soviet Republic in 1983 to Russian Jewish parents. He spent his childhood in Moscow until his family moved to the USA following the collapse of the Soviet Union. Lex's father was a plasma physicist and began teaching at Drexel University. Lex and his brother would follow in their father's footsteps and also attend Drexel University, where Lex would obtain his bachelor's, master's, and a PhD. Now, Drexel University is a respected school and anyone would be proud to graduate from there, especially with 3 separate degrees. Anyone except for Lex, apparently. What's interesting is that on all of Lex's personal media, he never mentions Drexel University, not even once. He never mentions he went there, he never talks about it on podcasts, nothing. He and his dad had a podcast years ago, who, keep in mind, is a professor at Drexel, but that podcast has been scrubbed clean from the internet. Even going through his catalog, you won't find podcast 100. What's weird is that you can find Drexel articles about Lex, and even this really old post where he confirms that he went there. On his Wikipedia, which he's not in control of by the way, it says Drexel University. Lex claimed that this was an attack on him for no good reason, slandering him even. Now note this pattern of behavior for Lex. Every time he's confronted on something shady or something that doesn't add up, he plays victim. Try looking up Drexel on his subreddit and nothing will come up. In fact, if you even mention Drexel on his subreddit or tweet at him about Drexel University, you'll almost certainly be banned or blocked. Even if you're just saying, hey, wait, didn't you go to Drexel? So what gives? Well, he does mention his association with MIT constantly. By the way, how he's a research scientist at MIT, how he taught at MIT. If you didn't do any research, you'd assume the only school Lex had affiliations with would be MIT, but what if I told you Lex has barely any connection to MIT? If you look through the MIT faculty lists, Lex is nowhere to be found. But if you go on YouTube, he has alleged lectures that took place at MIT. So did he really teach at MIT? Well, it turns out Lex taught a January community class at MIT. This class that Lex taught was a class that wasn't for marks. There was no requirement to be there, no grading, no anything. MIT and other universities will usually offer these classes for anybody to take if they have an interest in a subject. Now, teaching this and being a tenured professor are very, very different things, but it didn't stop Lex from putting MIT all over his social media. His LinkedIn, for example, says MIT and nothing about Drexel, which is weird because on a LinkedIn, you'd want all of your academic credentials on there. Even if you go to any of his papers, it cites his school as MIT. Again, when you're publishing an academic paper, you'd want all of your academic qualifications in there. So why is he so eager to cover up the fact that he went to Drexel and not MIT? Well, because Lex uses this to give himself authority when speaking.
Lex Friedman, MIT. Also, which is something those people seem to sometimes care about, the followers and stuff like that. Like, did you just do that? And then they said, enough of that nonsense. Enough of that nonsense. They said to me, enough of that nonsense.
So what is his affiliation with MIT? Apparently what Lex did is what a lot of slimy academics do to boost their clout. Somebody from MIT commented on these dubious practices. Basically what people will do is the bare minimum to get associated with the school. So for Lex, he gave a free lecture for no marks. He managed to get an MIT email as a result. People who aren't involved with MIT see that and think, wow, that's prestigious. Also, as somebody with a PhD, it's possible you could offer to do unpaid research for MIT, then you get library access, and most importantly, the MIT email.
As a research scientist at MIT, I've had, and especially just part of a large set of collaborations, I've had a lot of students come to me and talk to me about ideas.
In reality, the only thing I've been able to confirm regarding the relationship between Lex and MIT is that he did teach a non-credit after-hours community class. That was also out of semester. So no, this doesn't make you a professor or even an associate professor. It makes you a guy who spoke at MIT one time. So Lex could be doing free research for MIT and teaching free classes, but saying he researched and taught at MIT is technically true. In the same way the guy who cleans floors at the Tesla factory works for Tesla. It's like Brendan Schaub claiming he was in the NFL because he tried out for the Bills, not realizing that literally anyone can just show up to a tryout.
College football, NFL.
Yeah.
You were on the training team, or not training
Buffalo
team.
Bills.
Buffalo
yeah.
Bills.
Yeah, camp.
What the fuck happened?
Training camp?
Yeah, yeah.
I pulled a hamstring.
What my favorite part about this whole saga is that for all of his profile pictures, Lex uses this photo of him speaking at MIT, and you'll notice all this complicated math behind him. You'd think that this is Lex's math, but no, it was the guy before him who wrote all this stuff on the board, and Lex just walked in after and gave a lecture. But it looks very fancy on literally all of his social media profile pictures. This is the original research that got me kind of interested in Lex. It got me thinking, this is very shady. All of this is super suspicious. Why would you go so far to hide where you actually graduated from and push this MIT narrative so hard? In reality, any normal person would put that MIT as a footnote, but Lex makes it his entire personality and uses it when giving himself authority on certain topics. Now, Lex claims MIT still pays him as a researcher, so clearly he must be greatly respected in the academic world, right? Other academics could come out and speak positively about his work, and all of what I'm saying would be disproven or overblown. But what's interesting is that Lex's claim to fame was when he wrote a paper on the safety and effectiveness of Tesla's self-driving capabilities. Now, somebody like Lex, who's taught at MIT and researches and has so much background in academia, would obviously publish a paper like this academically, right? But it never was published academically, which is very strange for anyone at an alleged high level like Lex, considering he's had papers published in the past that are considered legit. But for this paper, it was never peer-reviewed or even published via MIT. For those of you who don't know, a peer review is absolutely essential for any academic paper to be considered legit. Think of it as a quality control for papers that everybody has to meet. The bare minimum standard for an academic paper is a peer review. This paper that Lex wrote happened to be extremely favorable to Tesla. People in the tech industry absolutely reamed it. Nobody would co-sign it, nobody would peer review it, and even today it's extremely hard to find an archive of it. Most of what you can find on it is people shitting on how bad it is. In fact, experts in the field called it incorrect, biased, and misleading to the point of negligence. That is pretty damning, if I do say so myself. The paper was so biased and so bad that people in the industry have actively distanced themselves from Lex as a result. Even people who aren't high-level academics want nothing to do with him, like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Have you seen Lex Friedman playing guitar while he's driving around in a self-driving car? Yeah, Lex drove around in a Tesla while playing guitar. It's pretty fascinating. Have you done Lex's podcast?
No.
You'd love him. He's an AI researcher. From MIT originally, and now he's mostly doing independent work and doing his own podcast. And brilliant guy. You would love him. And he's got an amazing podcast too.
Okay, so here, it's going to be in this section
I don't think you're interested in Lex's podcast. Lex actually is one of the most brilliant people I know. I think you would love talking to him.
Or an interesting quote here from Walter Bagehot.
Despite how bad this paper was, it did catch the attention of somebody important, somebody who has a lot of interest in positive Tesla news, that being Elon Musk.
Legalize comedy. Yeah.
We know Elon isn't one for morals or facts as long as it makes him money and makes him feel good, so he signal boosted Lex super hard to the point of even appearing on his podcast after only 18 episodes. This has caused people to call Lex an industry plant, which, depending on if you consider this a plant move by Musk, could be true because it blew Lex up into mainstream podcasting. Some random AI researcher almost overnight became one of the biggest podcasters in the world, pushing Lex as an intellectual who went to MIT and is a trusted source when it comes to research, even if none of those things are true, or at least half true. Ever since this interview with Elon, Lex has been an absolute Musk and Tesla meat rider. He will stop at no self-awareness to defend his hero Elon. While Elon could be considered Lex's jumpstart, his appearance on Rogan was what truly solidified him as a podcasting mainstay. Joe, being immune to bullshit, was immediately enthralled. Depending on who you ask, Lex Friedman is a Tesla meat rider. He will stop at no self-awareness to defend his hero Elon. While Elon could be considered Lex's jumpstart, his appearance on Rogan was what truly solidified him as a podcasting mainstay. Joe, being immune to bullshit, was immediately enthralled by Lex Friedman. Thinking this man was a super genius, he got him connected to some of the most influential people in podcasting, like Brendan Schaub. This left Lex and Joe with almost completely overlapping audiences, with Joe being the more Neanderthal-brained one and Lex being the alleged intellectual. Speaking of Neanderthal-brained, I want you to imagine this. Me arriving at the Melbourne airport. I am jet lagged, can barely function, and I'm forced to stand in a line at a cell phone kiosk